to order.
Hi, Mary.
How are you?
Everybody.
Hi, Fred.
Okay, I'm calling the meeting to order. It's 2 o'clock. First thing on the agenda is to approve the minutes from last month.
Has everybody read them? I make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'd like to make an addition to the minutes. I want to put something in there about the representative from Integrity Medicare Advisors coming and my objection to it. And then I want
All
to,
right, hang on a minute.
This wasn't in here at all.
it wasn't in the
Oh,
minutes
okay.
at all.
Can we just approve the
No.
minutes
No.
and then
No, we
have
have
a
to
discussion
approve the
afterwards,
amendment.
please?
No, hang on, let me make the amendment.
We have to approve the amendment and then we'll...
Okay.
So what is the amendment now?
I'm gonna put a statement in that said then, we discussed the Integrity Medicare coming in to talk to the tenants, and that Diane Berry was opposed to it.
I do want to explain to the board, but you want
Yeah,
me to
go
do that
ahead.
after?
Well,
No.
let's,
Yeah, we can do the minutes and then I can explain. Yeah, or yes.
Okay, okay. So with the amendment, then we need a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes with the amendment suggested by Diane Berry.
Second, or maybe I can't second, I don't know.
No, you
Second?
can. Any further discussion?
Now it's
Yeah.
please.
Okay, so I got a call from the Shine counselor, Diane Morgan, telling me that someone who had met with the advisor made a change that was really not in her best interest.
Mm-hmm.
So, going forward, I want to have a better relationship with the Council on Aging and our residents and get them more information about the Shine representative who, Shine is serving the health insurance needs of elders.
Mm-hmm.
And those people are trained, it's a state-run agency through the Executive Office of Elder Affairs. And you can look for a Shine counselor by going on mass.gov, but we do have one in Granby. And so I'm just going to do everything I can to make more information available here. We're looking for posters. Diane Morgan writes a article every week in the newsletter, which residents can sign up for and get in the mail. So in case you couldn't get down here to get one, you can get it in the mail by calling the COA and giving them your address. And they'll mail it to you.
Giving them your what?
Address, so they can mail it to you, US mail.
Don't
So-
you have some here also?
Yeah, there are some here, but Tammy said people
Well-
have trouble coming down to
well,
get them.
we have some that are put in the laundry room by, I believe,
Dawn.
Dawn.
Mhm.
But if you don't come over to do your
Yeah.
Yeah.
laundry, then, and you don't tell your aide to grab one for you, then you're not getting it.
Okay. No,
Okay.
it's easy. And if they have an email, it can
Right,
also,
well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it just
Well, I don't
stems
think
from they need
email them.
to-
You can go on their site.
they have an
Do they
email.
it? Okay.
Because I get
Well, you
mine.
do the newsletter, right?
Yeah, as long as you give them your address
Okay,
and you
so-
agree to it,
they're
it goes, every month it goes out. There's over 700,
Yeah,
there's over 700 newsletters that are printed and processed and mailed or emailed to you. Almost 800 a month. And it usually comes out the first week of the month. I know that because I go down there and I put them on the envelopes and we get them signed, sealed, and delivered, and we send them out and they go to the post office. So it is available. All you have to do is call and let them know what your either address is or your email address is, and they will process it and get it out to you.
yep. And Diane and I are gonna get together some information and have it available for the residents too.
Okay, so is the issue with a tenant, is this issue with Integrity that they're Medicare Advantage? And so they are changing the
This,
policy? Is that
No.
for the
No.
complaint? No?
no.
No,
The person-
Integrity is just a counseling company?
They are a broker, an insurance brokerage firm.
Okay, so then they're Medicare Advantage.
No, no. they're
You
real-
don't broker generally supplemental, generally you
No.
broker the other.
But
Okay.
this person made it a bad advising decision, because the person had Blue Cross Blue Shield MedX, which is the best you can have. It
Which
went
is
to
what
an-
I have.
It went to an Advantage plan, which unfortunately is only accepted at Holyoke Hospital and, what's the other one? Did I tell you, Jim?
Yeah, Worcester, wasn't it?
Mercy,
Mercy.
and one in Worcester.
So
any
did
Bay
she
State-
file a complaint?
No,
No,
I mean, there
she-
really was.
she changed, she called the company within, a couple days later and told him that she was having second thoughts, so they switched her back.
Did they?
Okay.
I'd see, that part I
Yep.
didn't get yet.
Yep.
But,
Because that is the general problem with Advantage, which is
Right.
now,
right,
people think that it's Medicare, but it's a private insurance.
right,
And that is the common
right,
problem, especially if you're a senior, you want to travel. If you don't stay
yeah,
on the Medicare and just buy a supplement, you're stuck
right, for a year,
with not being covered
yeah.
out of your territory. By the way, I don't think that once you go on Advantage, I don't think that you're allowed to go back to Medicare per
It's
se.
For a year, probably, have to wait.
Well,
There must have been a time limit that she changed her mind within a certain number of days, so
Okay.
they had, usually it's like you get 3 days or something, and
I want to say he said that it was like 7 to 10 days for them to
That's
change
good.
back if they chose to.
yeah.
glad
There was
Yeah.
a time, so.
Yeah, there's
a
When I
time
spoke to
frame.
them the other day, they said that,
oh, good.
there was one tenant
Yeah.
that wanted to change, and then she had second thoughts, so they
Yeah.
changed her back.
But in order to, just get the right information the first time, Shine is the way to go. So
Okay.
we're just gonna look at getting more information and help for them.
And my only comment was that I also received a call from Diane about that, and
Diane Morgan.
Diane Morgan, excuse me, and I guess we weren't given the right information when we allowed that. I was understood that, I think those the rest of us, that this person was coming in to just share some information, not to try to sell something to the tenants. So it seems to me we didn't get the right information brought to us or understood what he was coming in to do here. So I felt bad about that, that I had voted to let him come in, share information, but it wasn't to come in and try to sell something to seniors who could be easily swayed one way or another to switch plans or something. So that was my comment, and that's all I could say with Diane was that isn't the understanding we had as a board. Diane obviously smelled a rat here somewhere, and that's why she was sort of
Good.
opposed to it.
Good, I would just make one last comment and observation is that before I went on Medicare, I had Health New England. And my wife had to go to the emergency because they were concerned about some pain in her head. So I called the insurance company, okay, we're in Florida. Okay, yeah, you're covered. Well, all of a sudden, 3 months later, we get the bill for the whole thing.
Ooh,
We're not covered, so they're playing. We get the bill for over a year. I paid the doctors like $500. Well, then, I didn't pay it, but I didn't worry about it because I was upset. Well, what happens is that there's a rule that says that if you're out of plan, even if you say you're covered for emergency, they don't have to pay the bill right away. They're going to try to get you to pay the whole bill. But if you wait for 2 years, you let your credit get affected, then the insurance company has to pay the bill.
really?
And I found that out when Health New England was trying to sell me, and I said, why would I go to Florida? My wife's down there. Oh, well, that's this little rule. I mean, you're covered, but I said, so that's the only way I found out is because they were trying to sell me their Advantage program, and I had explained my biggest reason for not going that way. And that's the problem with Advantage, is if you travel a US, you're stuck. Whereas if you're on Medicare and supplement, as long as they take the Medicare rate, you can get coverage in any state in the country.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
but people don't know that,
Yeah.
you know, so, okay.
Okay, thank you.
I need a vote on that.
Okay, so,
I have a
all in
first, I have
favor?
a second. I just need to-
Aye.
No, we already
Aye.
had the second.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Is
I'm
everybody, or
abstaining
is it
because I
three?
wasn't here. And I'm abstaining because
So
I
one
wasn't here.
abstain, 2 yeses, 2 noes. I didn't hear.
Yes.
We were
Yes.
accepting it as the minutes
amended.
as
As
amended.
As amended.
Right, okay.
Okay. Okay, next is the financial report.
Treasurer's report.
Yeah.
There's about a $50 difference in the checking account from October to November. Is there any? Not 50, but 500. Is that 500?
50,000?
No, it's
The total
630.
cash, yeah.
The checking account, it goes from 249 to 202
I'm
plus.
looking at 284 to 237. Where are you?
I'm
That's the
right
total
here,
cash.
and the-
Oh, okay, all right.
The
I'm looking
checking
at the
account.
numbers above. That's all.
47,000 difference.
I don't have the check thing,
Okay.
you know, with me right now, but we paid.
Wasn't that the
um,
payment for something?
We paid for the final payment for the hallways, we paid.
Okay.
That was it, I think.
Okay,
So I think we got
Fine.
the cash a month ago and then we got it paid off. So.
Yeah.
well, and we have 3 units still empty?
Mhm.
Are they being worked on, I'm
Mhm.
sure?
Yeah.
Yep.
How's the list? How many want to, anybody ready to come?
One of the apartments has been offered and accepted. His paperwork is being done on Friday. One of the apartments had been filled. Another one has become vacant, and we are almost completed with the one of the other apartments. I have somebody for every apartment except for one.
That's good.
Okay.
So,
And we're within the time frame that
mhm.
the DHCD.
Yeah, I've applied for waivers because we were waiting on the flooring to be redone, so
Okay.
they have approved the waivers.
Okay.
Can I ask about one of the checks that we signed for $2,000? Is that?
That's a warrant report
That's
next,
a
I think.
warrant
That's
All
report's
right,
next.
All right, oh,
And then
do
we'll
it,
do that.
we can
Okay.
talk about it then.
Are the microphones on?
The microphones aren't for you to hear what we're saying, it's for the people
Oh.
being videoed.
Okay.
We can speak up if you need us to. It's not.
Okay, so if it's acceptable, I'll need
Make a motion to accept
approve
the,
treasurer's report.
make a motion to accept the treasurer's report of November 30th for the Granby Housing Authority.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, next is the warrant report. Now you can ask your question.
I'm gonna find it on here so
Okay,
I
that's
can refer.
$1,000 to Judge
Yeah.
I just-
Abrashkin,
yeah.
that was for the hearing.
Yes, has that been satisfied now? There's no more issues with that
She has
situation?
until the end of the month to decide whether she wants to bring it to the board or not.
Okay.
After that, will that be the end of it? Okay.
There was one other thing that I saw. Let's see if I can find it. So you had to move the shed a little bit? The shed.
There's a shed up at the 705s that they don't use up there, but we could use it here, so we're moving it here.
Okay. Do you have to have somebody move it,
Mhm.
put it on a flatbed or
Yeah.
something? Yeah. I'm not complaining, I'm just asking. What's going on? How about the washing machines? Is that all set in there now? So they're all working and so far, till somebody has an issue with it?
Town structures, right? He's from Granby, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Where is he?
Under hometown structures for the moving.
Yeah, but who is it?
I'm drawing a blank of his name.
Okay, doesn't matter.
Builds all those nice sheds that are in Belchertown there.
Okay,
I'll think of it. Wayne Buxton.
okay.
Oh, Wayne,
Wayne Buxton does that, yep.
all right.
He's got all the materials to move those easily.
What about the Hampshire County retirement for 12, whatever?
We pay that twice a year.
That's up-
That amount of money goes into them twice a year.
Okay.
December and June.
By the way, is Nancy still working?
Nancy who?
Nancy Brown? No.
Nancy Brown, yes, she's one
Oh,
day
she
a
is?
week.
In where?
She's still,
1 day a week in where, because they can't find someone to replace her.
Really?
I thought she was in somewhere.
Warren, I'm sorry, not where, Warren.
I thought
Warren,
that,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, she did say she was retiring,
Well, I know she was retiring from here, but not from there.
but, well, she was trying to retire from there. when
She
I saw
tried to
her.
retire and they can't find anyone to replace her, so she's 1 day a week.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
How many apartments in Warren?
Yeah, we need a motion. You guys
Motion
are,
to accept the warrant report?
Second.
any further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, next is the director's report.
All right, so the only other thing than the vacancies and the shed being moved, is the formula funding. We're in the process of starting the annual plan for fiscal year '24. The ARPA funds have not been received, the money has not been received by us yet in order to start all of the projects. They tell me that it's coming. And I received, 2021, we had to repair the boiler venting up at the 705s because the piping was deteriorating to the cost of $6,000. So what they've done in that paperwork you signed for me last month, Joe, they have added $6,000, so our
So they're
fiscal year
reimbursing us.
2025 number is $80,475. That is the 74,475 plus the 6,000. So I just need the board to vote to accept it, and then have you sign it.
So are we voting, are we making a motion to accept the $6,000?
Adding the 6,000 into it for a total of the $80,000.
Okay, so what should the wording be?
And what is that for again?
It is to,
Reimbursement.
Just a thumbnail thing, I don't need.
basically, we had to replace the boiler venting, and it's just kind of an accounting thing.
Okay.
It was never added to our formula funding, now they're adding it, even though we've already paid it, and so it's just kind
So we're
of,
basically being reimbursed.
Okay,
so.
all right.
So we just need a motion to approve the new formula funding award of $80,475 for fiscal year 2025.
So moved.
I need a second.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
All right, and
Can
I just,
can I just
bring-
ask one more question on this grievance thing? Is
All right.
that a
She's gonna get to
typical?
that
so I'm gonna get
Oh,
to that
I'm
right
sorry.
now.
That's right.
So, not that it is public knowledge, well, it's, it's public knowledge, but it's not public knowledge. I would have to redact everything that
Yeah,
is personal
We can-
in it. So
yeah.
this on the bottom of it is what the grievance hearing officer, what his reply to her was for all of the grievances. So that is for you guys to read. And
Hello?
Hi. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, we'll
There's a
get
couple
you,
spots
yep, we
over
got
there.
some seats over there.
Yeah, they're,
Nice to see you guys.
Is this fee typical? Is that a typical fee?
Um,
Or is it a little bit more than,
It's more than that. He discounted it for us because we're
I
a
know he
small
discounted
housing
it.
authority.
really? And that's a discounted fee?
Right, but she also didn't, it took us 4 tries.
Yeah,
That man
okay.
came here 3 times to
Yeah.
have meetings and she
Okay,
didn't
I just
show.
wondered if it was
Yeah.
typical that it was that much.
Yeah,
That's-
I'm
So-
sorry, what was that?
How
yeah,
much
so
was
if he,
the fee?
$2,000.
It was $2,000.
So it's $500 a visit. 3 visits he came.
But she kept putting it off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can't, we don't.
We still
we
have to
can't
pay
say
it.
no, we can't, okay.
Okay,
Nope,
okay, so
so that's all
with
I
this,
have.
it's only for your eyes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
And that's
last question,
really all I have.
Do you expect?
the bathroom?
So the bathroom, we are working on it. It's just not something that, you know, it's a process. It's
Is it-
finding somebody who's willing to come in here and just open up walls.
is it
and
out to bid
see-
right now?
Well, it's not out to bid. We're trying to come up with somebody that's gonna say, all right, you know, 3 people that says, this is what the cost is gonna be. Yet we know it's going to go higher than that because they don't know what they're getting into until they rip the wall out. So we've started the process with 2 different plumbing companies to see which one we want to come in and actually open it up. In the meantime, we'll have to shut the community room down because it's the only bathroom. So it's just a matter of, we're working on it, it's just not a fast process.
Okay.
So it's the only bathroom?
It's the only bathroom, public bathroom
Right.
to the
In this
facility,
building.
So what
so we
happens-
would have to shut the community
I
building
see.
down
Okay.
when they start the work until they finish it. So,
No meetings?
well, there were holiday events scheduled in here, so I really wanted to wait until after the holidays,
Yeah,
so we're not
yeah.
disrupting anybody from that.
By the way, the hall looks very nice to those who decorated, just to acknowledge that.
We were donated a tree, so
Aw.
it's nice.
Okay, next is the commissioner's report.
I just have 2 brief
Go ahead.
things. Tammy, where are we with the ceiling fans in the bedrooms?
The ceiling fans in the bedrooms, it's a scheduling thing with we have talked to the electrician and getting all of the supplies. I don't want to start opening up things until I have all of the fans and all of the, and with supply issues, I'd rather wait until we have everything here so we can just start and go instead of saying, oh,
We gotta wait.
so it's just a work.
Okay, perfect. And I just wanted to commend your staff on your maintenance staff on how smoothly they and seemingly effortlessly they did with the first storm of the season. I think
Thank you.
they did their best and it worked out for them.
Yep. Couple of glitches, but they
Yeah.
managed. Yep.
Okay, commissioner's report.
I think
That was it.
Oh, that was it. Okay,
There are no policies or,
okay. Then next is, okay, so we don't have to
Nobody-
vote on the policy?
nope, there wasn't any policies, but,
She always puts it on there in case, right?
I just put it on there in case something went through.
Okay,
Nobody signed up to speak.
okay, nobody signed up to speak,
Nope.
okay. And any other items or issues? Okay, then I need a date for January,
I put down the 18th, I didn't know, just to remind
January
me to speak
18th,
about
okay.
it.
Got a Wednesday,
It's a Wednesday,
It's all-
2 o'clock?
Yep,
whatever time you guys would like.
2 okay,
I
Diane?
like 2.
Okay,
That was what, the 18th?
Yep, you like 2?
I like 2.
I like 3, no.
Jim likes 10.
so we don't have any
No, he
public
wants
comment?
early.
Nobody
No?
wrote, nobody signed up
8:30.
to speak.
Okay.
No.
Okay, then that's a little too early for me, but anyway. Okay, then I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second,
2:25.
All in favor?
that's a record.
Okay.
Right?
Aye.
Aye.
Must be a holiday party.
Just put your-
To reopen?
We're just gonna listen anyway.
Okay, I need a second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, reopen, go ahead.
Thank you.
Anything you're presenting has to be sent to me first.
Oh, sure.
So-
I tried to do this a week ago.
Right.
These are pictures of the water that runs down off the hill when they want to put in a road.
Over here, you mean?
Yes, the
Okay.
former solar shed. It's more or less a river. Once it rains, I'm
All
gonna
right.
put them in order. 2 different days.
So this white is the water?
Yes,
So this is, these were taken,
there's a
In
date on the
November.
There's a date on the bottom right.
okay.
These are other items I
Okay. All right, so,
I suggest we don't do a road. There's never been one. There's no need for one. If we put in a road, it's gonna stop that flow, the natural flow of water coming off the hill, from building 2 to 3 to 4. There is the main electrical wires that run between 4 and 3, the cable wires, the sewer, the cable, the electrical wire from the shed to building 3. It's gonna build that water up, who knows what it's gonna do to all those utilities.
Where does the water go now?
It goes right down and over
I think there's a
into-
swale over there.
Oh, okay.
to the other side of Mr. Murphy's driveway. I'm just giving input.
Oh, that's right.
It's
Okay.
his property.
Yep.
When you see the pictures,
Yeah.
you'll see what I mean. This is a picture of the truck without the road going up to the shed.
Mhm.
This is it leaving. This is them getting the plow all the same day without a road going over the grass. These are more pictures of water. There's a tenant here whose toilet's been running for about 3 years.
can you tell me which tenant it is, because we don't have
I
any
haven't-
record of it.
That, I
I told you
can't
that
tell you,
before.
well, I can't tell you that because it's already been put
Sure.
in a work order.
We have no work order of a tenant in Building 3's toilet. That's why I asked
Building
you.
2, building 3 is right, yep. There is also a woman's top of the tank that's been broken, and maintenance has said there's no toilet tanks, covers to replace. There's one in the upper shed up top, on a spare toilet.
And that is a different person than the toilet that's
Correct.
broken? And
Correct.
who is that? Because we have no recollection of that
Well, I'll
here.
have them put in a work order.
Okay.
I was told that there is a lack of or shortage of buckets for ice melt. They're all up in the shed up top.
That's because we're not using the 5-gallon buckets.
Well, I had a little bucket that big that I was delivered to, or the back door was. Actually, I took it from the front to
You
the
did.
back.
Yep.
That went in the day. The bigger buckets, they can go a month. There's more of them.
How are you getting into the building that's supposed to be locked and is off limits to tenants?
Legally,
Okay.
What does
doors are
that
being
mean?
left open. 24 hours it was left open.
Okay.
I took a picture of that day when the maintenance guy left. Following morning, following afternoon, and then he came by and closed it. So I'm not taking anything because there's hardly anything in there. I don't see any reason in the world to rebuild it. I mentioned before to get a building inspector in there to see if it needs to be replaced or torn down or just leave it the way it is. It's fine. It may need a new roof because the solar panels were taken off, the copper was disappeared, and but a waste of money for the road, a waste of money for the shed to be replaced. If it's gonna be replaced, where is the paneling, the siding, and the wood gonna go? Is somebody gonna grab that like the copper? Something you gotta look into. I'm not saying we have a bunch of thieves here, but there is a couple. So if you'd like to look at the pictures, they're here.
Is that it?
No, there was an apartment that was vacated in building 3. And maintenance said it was never painted, repainted, once this person left. She had been there a number of years. Maintenance excuse was she kept it so clean it didn't need to be repainted. But I don't buy that, not one bit. My stove fan was replaced with a brand new one. Doesn't work. It's the wrong kind. I told maintenance when they were installing those mini fire extinguishers for the stove, and that person told me not to say anything. I don't use it. I should use it, but I can't.
It's a what?
It's a stove, the fan for the stove. When you're cooking bacon or something, it exhausts it. I'm on the 2nd floor. When it was being replaced, I asked them to bring a brush and clean out the stovepipe because it had years of dust, dirt inside of it. And in the meantime, I had reached in, pulled out a bunch of it to show him. And he wanted to take that back to the office to, to show them, but it never got done. If I bring a fire inspector in here, I'm sure he'll say, do not use them, because what happens is this fan is the wrong kind. It is working so hard to get air to exhaust that it's slowing down and it's heating up. So if somebody has it in their apartment and doesn't know that it's the wrong kind of fan, it could create a fire. Some of the things I have mentioned since I've been here are the bears with the bird feeders in the springtime discontinue. With the COVID, I asked for no carts in the washroom, to stay out of the washroom when you're doing laundry. Reduce the speed limit on the property, move the rock with the plaque on it. I have to have it moved by the flagpole because it was in the wrong spot. Another suggestion that I gave maintenance was to call DigSafe because they were worried about wires and utilities. That was my idea.
We're worried about wires and utilities for what?
Well, the road has been on the agenda for 5 years now. There's something
Well,
when
we get to that point with it, then yes, I will be calling DigSafe. But you can't just call DigSafe and have it go for.
They were here 3 times in the past 5 years, Tammy.
Okay.
3 times in the past 5
Right.
years. It was my idea to tell those guys to call DigSafe.
Right,
In other
but
words,
your
I know it's
DigSafe.
I have good ideas, but when you.
But DigSafe, there is only good for a set period of time. So like when the scouts were doing the benches, we had to call DigSafe, and you have like 48 hours that that part is good for. So anytime you do anything, you have to call DigSafe. So to call DigSafe now for a road that we are nowhere even near going to be installing or thinking about installing I would have to turn around and do it again.
It is free.
I understand that, but I'm not.
Pay DigSafe.
Right, but we're not.
They're here,
At that.
DigSafe is here so
All
they
right.
don't interrupt utilities
Okay,
or
No.
break them or anything.
okay.
Could I ask what your name is, sir?
Sure, Bill Winkler, W-I-N-K-L-E-R,
Okay.
40C Fins.
How long have you been here?
Almost about 7 years. Yep.
Yep.
And your background, Bill?
Excuse me?
What's your background?
At 21, I joined the railroad. Worked there for 7 years. Became a heavy equipment operator. They sent me down to Pittsburgh for 2 months for a supervisor's school. I completed that. After the 7 years, they combined the rosters of Mass, Connecticut, New York. I was married at the time with 2 small kids. I had to quit. I never see the kids. I went on to deliver liquid oxygen, medical supplies, ventilators throughout New England. Then I delivered oil for 30 years with 3 different oil companies.
Thank you.
And then disability took over, so.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. One more thing. We do have access to Mr. Murphy's driveway. I've asked him once a year if we do, whether it's Aaron or Rob or the daughter, we do have access to their driveway, if need be. Instead of driving back and forth on the grass.
Okay.
You mean they're gonna let the vehicles drive up and down their driveway?
Yeah, I've got their number on my
The
cell phone.
residents or just the maintenance?
Just maintenance. They
Maintenance.
had asked us not to.
No, I didn't.
Not our vehicles,
Okay,
personal
yeah,
vehicles,
okay.
but the maintenance.
That was my question, yeah.
I have a letter stating no.
You have a letter saying no, okay.
Oh, madam? Okay. I've got their phone number in my phone. I'll call them after. But thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Anybody else?
Karen, did you want to speak? Yeah, you had said no? Okay.
Okay, then if not, I need a motion to
Motion
adjourn.
to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.